Welcome to Small Biz Tips. What's going on, y'all? Guys, I got a really good surprise for y'all. I got a serial entrepreneur coming in. I'm excited. This guy, he's killing it. Ron, what's going on, bro?
Everything's going on. I'm glad to be here with you, good brother. I appreciate you making time for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So before we get into your whole entrepreneurial journey, who is Ron?
Well, my name is Ron Green. Um, I go by Chief.
Mm,
Um, that was the name that my grandfather gave to me when I was a young boy, and it just kind of stuck with me. But it's very appropriate now. It kind of come full circle because I'm actually an owner of a fashion brand called
mm.
Tribe Worldwide Apparel, and every tribe needs a chief. So it's
Ooh,
only
I
right.
like that. You
Yeah,
you you
and
you got that structure real good, man. That's what's up.
yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, but I've been in business for myself for the last 10 years, almost 11.
Congrats.
Just working to find a way that I could create a
Mm-hmm.
pathway for myself that wasn't so dependent upon someone else's dictation
Mm,
and direction. And I've benefited from having experience working with entrepreneur boot camps and things like
mm-hmm.
that, where I was learning the ropes and the basics about what it takes to be someone that works for themselves and ultimately grows that hustle into an actual business.
Mm.
So yeah,
Okay.
like yeah, so that's really what my path and my journey has been all about, is just becoming that greater version, and just continuing to find ways to level up in the
That's
operation.
that's dope. Let's go back to your journey, right? Because you also went to an HBCU, right?
Yes, I did.
So
Yes, I
tell
went
us.
to I was at Morgan State University down in
Dope.
Baltimore.
That's what's
Yeah.
up. That's what's up. I went to Cheney University.
Ah, okay, yeah, right here in PA. That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
My
Yes, sir.
sister graduated from there.
That's dope, man. I love it. We got HBCU grad killing it, doing their things. So I want to go a little bit fast forward. I saw something. You also has a patent as well.
Oh yeah. Oh man, you did your research. Yes.
Hey man, that's dope. There's not. I don't know a lot of people that has patent. Tell us more about that.
Okay. So yes, I have a patent for an invention that
Mm,
I created. And this was something that I came up with back in like late 2000s, maybe like 2008, 2009.
wow.
I was at home in my apartment, and it was the weekend. It was the day for me to do my household chores, and I
Mm-hmm.
was in the bathroom, and it was time for me to clean the toilet.
Yeah.
And people, I don't know if everybody in your audience would be familiar with the Swiffer mop, but
Okay.
the Swiffer mop is the mop where you can press the button,
Yeah.
and the yeah. So anyway, I had the idea, like, hey, what if I had a toilet brush that could do the same thing as a Swiffer mop? Like if I could just squeeze and scrub, I could just
Wow.
aim it, and then I can spray it and clean it. I thought it would just be a fun idea to try to execute on. And lo and behold, I was watching TV later that night, and I saw like one of these Invent Help Company commercials, and I just called them up
That's
and went
amazing.
for it. And honestly, from what I know about getting patents, most people don't get approved for their patents. Most patent
Mm,
applications that are submitted don't get approved because there's so many people who out here who are creating things,
yeah.
and chances are what you thought of probably has already been done in some capacity. So I was and this was actually a 4-year process. So
Wow.
I had all but forgotten that I submitted my application, but I ended up actually receiving the great news in the mail that my patent application was approved. This was an original idea. I was ecstatic, man. It's
Wow.
beautiful. Yeah, so I'm looking to get it
Congratulations, man.
fabricated.
I don't think
Thank
a
you.
lot of people realize that. Sheesh. So
Yeah.
now let's forward, right? Because you have a fashion brand, but it didn't start like that. Tell us about what was the original name when you first started this thing?
Yeah. So when I started my brand back in January of 2015, I actually
Mm,
launched on January 31st of 2015, and the company was named What's Up African. What's Up African was What's Up African Apparel was my way of connecting Black Americans with our past and roots on the continent of Africa. It's like, and really what I use that as a way for us to really start to have the necessary conversations amongst ourselves, as well as with our brothers, our sisters, and our cousins, you know, across the water. So, you know, wearing that brand and representing such a distinct concept was something that really helped us to have a lot of success early on, because back in 2015, you know, nowadays, you know, it's commonplace
I know,
to have melanin and talking about blackness and everything, supporting buying black. But back in 2015 and even before that, it wasn't really the conversation of the day. So I was able to really capitalize on the fact that I was one of the, you know, like one of the first brands that was able to really tap into what people were feeling.
That's dope. Now, how were you selling this, right? Like, and as an entrepreneur, were you selling it at like different conferences? You had pop-up shop, or were you just selling it online? How did you structure all this?
So I actually did all of the above, really.
Wow.
That's because that's what I recognize that it takes. I need to be present in every capacity possible. And that's really something for, you know, anybody who has a product-based company. Your visibility is everything. So you know, starting out, I knew that was paramount. I knew that I had to make sure that I could I had a website. I had to get a website, because for the first month and a half, I was taking orders all through Facebook Messenger.
Wow. Hold on. When you first launched this, what did you do? You took a picture of it and put it on Facebook and said, "This is my new brand," and people were just buying?
So what it was, right? There was a viral moment that occurred during the Super Bowl the week before, where the player named Marshawn Lynch, he was somebody who was very vocal about being pro-Black and also Pan-African. So he's very Pan-African centered in a lot of the things that a lot of ways that he portrayed himself. And he had kind of been taking a lot of heat from the media because of the things that he was doing, and because he was kind of standing on his own and going against the grain. And at one of the interviews during the Super Bowl Combine, he actually was on the podium answering questions, and then he saw a Black reporter come into the area, and he acknowledged him by saying, "What's up, African?" So,
wow.
And he said, "Shout out to all my real Africans out there." So, and I've come to find out that that is because out in Oakland, California, in that area where the Black Panthers were very prevalent, and that's where they were established. They there's a whole lot of people that like the footprint is there, where a lot of them out there identify with our connection to Africa. So they refer to each other and they say, "What's up, African?" out there. There's some people that say, so I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that. I had no
crazy.
Idea. So "What's up, African?" is like a real thing. So I'm like, man, I gotta put this on a shirt. People were loving it. They were sharing it. It's like, yo, that nobody ever heard anybody say that before. So yeah, I put it on a shirt, and that's when I put it on Facebook, like, hey, this is what I got. And
boom.
The rest is history.
I love it. Now, from what I'm understanding, right, you have the fashion brand that you built. Congratulations on that, make it a worldwide brand. But you also have other businesses, like you have an event-based business too?
Yes.
Tell us more about that. When did that come in with the fashion? Like, what happened?
Man, well, that's interesting. Because really what it comes down to is by me taking the initiative and striking while the iron was hot and starting my brand when I did, you know, and gaining, you know, the popularity that my brand did organically, like in my city as well as cities across the country. I was able to, it gave me access to different connections that I didn't have before, and put me in front of people that I had never met before. And you know, my network was definitely the quality of my network improved. So
nice.
I connected with somebody named Nehemiah Davis, and
I
he's
know
a
Neo.
all right, yeah,
That's my
big,
guy.
right. I connected with him long before all of the stuff
Wow.
that's going on now. You know, long before the Steve Harvey appearance, and long before the big
Yeah.
conferences, and it's like we were kind of in the building stages and everything. And man, it's like I connected with Nehemiah on the opportunity to actually help people up in Flint, Michigan when they had the Flint water crisis. So that's how me and him really began to build relationship. But then now he has the Event Space Secrets.
Yeah.
And it just, when I saw the program, it was a no-brainer for me. And I mean, I was right here next to it. So I'm like, let me just hop on here and see, because I see the success that he's had. Every event that I went to of his was at one of his event spaces, pretty much. So it's like, I'm like, I see what's going on here, and I like it. So, it just was a thing where, I had the opportunity, I had the financial backing, and we actually, it's actually a family operation. So I operate Infinity. The event space is called Infinity Philly. So it's the Infinity Center. But
North
yeah,
Philly, South Philly, where you guys at?
So we're in West Philly, Philly on Lancaster Avenue. And it's a family operation. I got my mom, my dad, my sisters. We all take care of the space. When there's maintenance that needs to be done, my dad took care of that. My mom, she handles a lot of the emails and things from customers when we're doing rentals. And then we make sure we handle the upkeep of the space and the walkthroughs when customers come through. It's just like we've gotten like a really nice, well-oiled machine.
So wait, now getting family and doing business with family sometimes can be challenging. Tell me about that. How'd you said, hey, mom, dad, listen, we got this event space. Y'all need to get on board. How did that whole situation happen? Because I think it's fascinating.
Thanks, man. Well, so the way that went down was just like with my fashion brands, the same thing. My mother's a part of that as well. She answers a lot of my emails and things, handles customer service issues and things like that. And it all is because, they were close enough to see the success and the value in what I was doing. And it's like, both of my parents are retired now. So they had the time. Congrats. And right. I'm really happy that they were able to, step away from the workforce and, just start to kind of enjoy and appreciate life for themselves. But, it's like, it's really been a rewarding experience to be able to have something that they see enough value in to actually put their hands to work on it with me. And yeah, man, I've definitely benefited from, having a solid, support system like that.
Well, guess what? It's not over yet. You got another business as well. You're in the cannabis space. So
right.
Talk to me about that. How did you go from, where did that came from? I mean, were you already a cannabis fan and you saw the opportunity? Walk us through that and how you involved in the cannabis space. And yeah.
All right. So as with the cannabis, myself, I have been a cannabis consumer and enthusiast, for pretty much like the last, I'd say 20 years or so.
Wow.
Because my first experimentation was when I went to college.
Yeah.
Before that, I was around it and stuff, but I never really was somebody to partake. But after, I kind of left the nest and I'm in college and I'm on my own, now I'm trying things and, I'm like, hey, this looks interesting. Everybody looks like they're having a good time when they do it. Let me try it. And I liked it. And, here we are today where, a few times over the years, I've actually been arrested just for having a small amount, for having a bit. So it's like the recreational, enjoyable side. I've had that, but then also the not so fun stuff. Like sitting in jail for a few hours. I've never like been to prison for it or anything like that. but it's like, just being detained and things. And, I'm sitting in there like, wow, there's so many more things out here that are way more harmful
I
and
know.
detrimental to society than what I had. But they've made it where it's on the same level as, like
Yeah.
the hard stuff. So, I'm fast forwarding to, up to today, it's been, it just came to me where I'm like, I need to be able to take advantage of this and turn this on its head. Like I've been on the
On both
wrong side,
sides, yeah.
but it's like now there's an opportunity to be on the right side of it, and you can do it the legal way. And there's a lot of different avenues that you can access. So now the way that my brand actually came about, it was just a natural transition from my fashion brand. So my fashion brand is Hella Black, Hella Proud.
Yeah.
And we call in the cannabis culture, we call like the good stuff, we call it loud. So
Okay.
Hella Black, Hella
Black, hella
Loud.
loud. Got
So
it.
that's where that came from. And but the beautiful aspect about Hella Black, Hella Loud is that it still ties directly back into Black culture.
The brand.
And
Yeah.
and what we are doing with the brand is working to kind of exhibit and exemplify the positive aspects of cannabis use and the therapeutic aspects of it, and the different ways that it can be employed in our daily lives, because
So
it's not. Yeah.
now I'm thinking about it, right? So it's not a dispensary, it's not a supplier grower. Is it more like an educational platform? How's it
So
structured?
what we do, we are product based. We
Okay.
are a product based company. So we have, but we also are committed to taking part in educational ventures as well. And also another thing that we're doing is working to provide access for opportunities to work or to have ownership in the cannabis industry. So we're and how we're doing that is by working to build strategic relationships with farms and grow operations, or with dispensaries and
Nice.
other people like that, smoke shops and stuff. So and really, but the products that we're developing or that we have, and this is a key right here, and I'm glad we're talking about it. This is a key, is that you don't have to sell weed
To
in
be in the
order
weed
to be
business.
in the cannabis business. You don't have to be in a dispensary. You don't have to have a farm. You don't have to have any of these things, because it's not just about the plant itself. It's
Yeah.
about everything around it. It's about all the other things that people use
Tell us
when
more.
they're
Tell
when
us
they
more.
consume it. So I'm talking like from the cones and the things that you roll up with, the Dutches and the wraps and things like that. Whether it's rolling papers and rolling trays, the grinders.
Wow.
They've got like bongs. You can
So,
provide a lot of different things
it's the
to
full supply chain. Okay.
right. So yeah, so we want to tap in
Yeah.
to. It's like people are gonna get their product, wherever they get it from.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's like if I can brand the products that they use along with the cannabis, and like they can feel a sense of pride anytime they're taking part in their recreational activities.
I love
They
it.
can
I
look
love
down
it.
at their rolling tray and see a black fist on it.
Oh,
They
wow.
can, yeah, like they can have a smell proof bag, that they can carry all of their things, and it'll have, the Black Power fist, embroidered on it. Like,
Wow.
we want to, and then also like, actual wearable merchandise that also, goes along with, the cannabis culture and things like that.
Wait,
Hoodies with
wait.
hidden pockets
Hold
and
on a second. Let's talk a
yeah.
bit more about that, right? Because you said
All right.
actual wearable, right?
Yeah.
Like, I have so many questions here for you just in that industry alone, because you just open up a lot of people's mind. Because a lot of people, when you hear cannabis space, you think, oh, I need to be a grower, I need to be a dispensary, I need to get all these licensing. You build a brand and a product that you can basically sell anywhere, and you're still in that space. And you
Yeah.
talking about wearable. Tell us more about that wearable. And I'm hearing like, do you have like some type of NFT program coming up around this?
All right, yeah. So I'm yeah, there's a couple things, right? So as far as like just things that having products that
Mm-hmm.
relate directly to the culture of cannabis,
Mm.
is like I've been inspired by other people that I've seen. It's like to develop products like a hoodie that will have
Mm-hmm.
like a special stash pocket or something like that where you can hold your
Wow.
supplies. Or a hoodie where the and the thing is, I don't mind giving these ideas away because one thing I learned from Nehemiah Davis is
Yeah.
that I can tell you everything I'm going to do. Most people
We're gonna do
don't
it.
execute. Most people don't execute. So
Yeah.
I could tell you my entire game plan and sit back and relax because most people aren't going to do it anyway. You're not going to follow through. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like even having a hoodie and on the hoodie, on the end of the hoodie string, having like a poker kind of built into the string where you can poke down into it's things that are
Wow.
like very specific to the behaviors and the actions that you take within cannabis culture. If you're rolling up, there's certain things you do. You can have
That's
a roll, that's why I'm providing. I just want to provide whatever products I can around what people are already going to be using.
No, this is, I think it's fantastic and genius that you're able to do that, because you have a fashion brand, you have an event space, now you're in a cannabis space. Now, I'm curious to know, what's the management look like? Do you have a different, leader for each organization? How do you manage all of them at one time? How is your organization structured for all this?
Okay. Well, a lot of it, a lot of this requires like following a schedule, and
Mm.
that's something that a lot of entrepreneurs, have to get in
Yeah.
line with is having structure to your day so that you can
Mm-hmm.
actually execute, at the highest level. Because it's very difficult to multitask and be doing
Yeah.
everything all at once. So that's why it's like just having where you can take everything in kind of small bites and
Mm-hmm.
accomplish things. So that's how I've had to learn how to operate is really to compartmentalize the daily activities of
Mm.
each business venture, but also ultimately having a team has really helped
Yeah.
me, and the fact that the team is buying
Family.
is mostly built in. Yeah, so it's like we're able to really execute in ways that the average person wouldn't. Where it's
Yeah.
like if I've got a worker or somebody that I hire, they're not going to be at my house, after 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
working. But like, I don't mind if my sister's here,
Yeah.
folding shirts with me or something like that. I don't mind if my mom is, like coming by or whatever. It doesn't matter. It
It's
doesn't
family
matter because
business.
it's
I love
family.
it. Yeah.
So that's how we've been able to do it. And one thing I wanted to touch on before we move from
Absolutely.
the cannabis is that the other side that people may or may not realize is that cannabis is still not fully legalized, but
Mm-hmm.
hemp
Mm.
and hemp derived products are legal, and
Mm.
CBD is derived, from hemp plants.
Yes.
Whereas like, cannabis, that's the THC, but the
Yeah.
CBD, that's what you're getting from the hemp, and that is what's actually is legal in most areas, and it has like some really great health benefits that are being
Yes.
explored, like professionally and in labs and stuff. So I mean, it's really, so that's the other aspect of what I do. So I do have some flower, but a
Yes.
CBD flower, but I set it's right on my website where people can order, and I
Wow.
ship it right out.
How do you market all this? Are you doing like ads on Google, Facebook? Are you using
Mm,
influencers? Because I know the event space is good because it's cash flowing consistently with all the different events that's happening. The
hmm
fashion has been around for a long time, and now the cannabis with like, still has some restriction. How do you market that right now?
Right. So that's a great question, man. And that's something that I've really been exploring is like the workarounds,
Mm-hmm.
because I want to be able to share, some valuable insight from my experience. And
Yeah.
what I've seen is that, when it comes to marketing and being able to do things like receive like cash from your sales and stuff,
Yeah.
it's a certain way that you've got to do it, and a certain way you've got to present yourself. And really online, your online presence, you cannot give off the idea that you're selling
Yeah.
cannabis, so it's like you just have to be very specific with your language,
Mm-hmm.
and being clear about what it is that you're doing, but also finding creative ways where you may not have to say so much about what you're doing, where let the images speak for themselves, and kind of,
Gotcha.
and that's where the creative marketing comes into play, where you have like, catchy captions and things like that. And so I've been working with, I've worked with like a social media manager
Yeah.
in the past and things like that, to help address some of those issues, when I'm, doing my thing. Having somebody on the team that can help with content creation,
Yeah.
and the creation of flyers and all that stuff, that's also really helped me. But really being able to advertise the Hella Black Hella Loud brand, I said, has been really focused around making sure that we're providing educational content,
Mm-hmm.
we're providing relatable, like funny everyday content, and then you have the product sprinkled in there, but it's in a way that like I said, is done where it's not looking like you're selling anything
Yeah.
that you're not selling. Like, it's like, look, we have all the things on board, and then we direct all the traffic to our website, because our
Gotcha.
website is where we can really tell our story,
Yeah.
and give the fullness of what we like to do.
I
Yeah.
love it, man. I love it. So, to kind of wrap things up, right? You've been a serial entrepreneur, managing several businesses, working with family, extremely impressive. What is that one tip you would share with any business owners out there, or someone who's thinking about starting a business and not really sure what to do?
Mm. Well, I'll say you got to manage your expectations. That's something
Mm,
that I learned very early on. Like, if you're starting your business, you're launching your business,
mm-hmm.
you got a lot of anxiety. You want, because you're like, you want people to support it. You've been
Yeah.
talking to your friends and family, and they're like, "Yo, go do it." But then you launch the website,
No one
and
throw up.
there's no sales, right? So the thing that I learned is that you cannot rely on the
Mm-hmm.
people around you to make you wealthy. You
Mm,
cannot rely on your, like, the people in your warm market, like the people that are closest to you,
yeah.
to make you rich. They're not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The wealth is outside of your warm
Mm,
market. The wealth is outside of the people that you know.
yeah.
Because if the people that you know were going to make you wealthy, you already be wealthy.
True.
So the key is to get outside of your circle. That's why
Yes.
that's the key. It's like, so managing your expectations for the people that are around you, so that you can still have and maintain good relationships.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people, destroy relationships because, oh, you didn't shop with me. Oh, because you didn't support me, whatever. It's like, look, people have all types
Yeah.
of things going on in
It's
their
true.
lives, all types of expenses, all types of unexpected things that come about. And it's really, I just, I like to, just be reasonable when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to dealing with other people. I have no idea what you could be going through right now.
That's true.
So, it's like, my job is my job. If I'm not getting the sales that I desire, it's my job to look at what I'm doing and
Yeah.
find out and adjust, so that I can start getting the results that I want. So yeah, really,
Wow.
it's about managing your expectations for yourself and for the people around you.
I love
Like,
it.
that's a major key. Managing your
Guys.
emotional, like,
Wow.
state and all that, man.
Sheesh.
For real.
Now, man, this is dope. Guys, check out Ron. How do people get in touch with you? Like, if they want to, shop with you, like,
Mm.
how do they find you?
So you can find me. So first and foremost, I'm on Facebook at
Mm-hmm.
Ron Green. There's probably 1,000 Ron Greens on there, but if you look at the profile picture, you'll see that it's me. Um, you can find my brands at Hella
Mm-hmm.
Black Hella Loud on everything,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook and Instagram. Hella Black Hella Loud. You can find us at Infinity Philly
Okay.
on everything.
That's awesome.
InfinityPhilly.com is our website. That's our event space business. And then the fashion brand,
Yeah.
that's Tribe Worldwide Apparel Company on Facebook. And we're at Dope Tribe Worldwide on Instagram.
Dope Tribe
And
Worldwide.
yeah, Dope Tribe
Perfect.
Worldwide. And then you can find us, you can access all of our products either on Instagram, on the Instagram shop, or you can tap in at tribestyles.com.
Tribestyles.com. Styles with a Z or S?
Oh no, S, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, and then
Fantastic.
and Hella Black Hella Loud.net if you want to
Okay.
check out the CBD and everything that we got going on.
Wow, Ron, this was amazing. Guys, check out Chief Ron. This is the guy, as you can see, he's amazing. Thank you again for your time. Thank you for jumping on, brother. And we'll see y'all in the next one.